Hello and welcome to Series 5, Episode 4 of the Tuesday Talk Show with me, your host, Yvonne Gorman. I am the proud owner of Essential Print Services. On that way, we are celebrating 10 years in business this year, which is absolutely phenomenal. The Tuesday Talk Show is powered by Essential Print Services. So if you're watching or listening this and you need something printing at some point, just give me a buzz. I'd love to hear from you. But enough about that. I know you're here to listen to our very special guest, Philippa Clarke from Red Carpet Treatment Cleaning Services. How are you, Philippa?
I'm really well, thank you so much for the invitation, Yvonne.
I am thrilled to be reunited with you. Philippa and I began networking together way back, as in way back into time. Philippa reckons it's probably 2004-ish, where we met each other at a B&I group in Mapley Top with good old Paul Jones. Paul Jones, if you're listening to this, big up Paul Jones. Maybe we'll get him on the Tuesday Talk Show next. So yeah, we've been reunited through a peer-to-peer group hosted by D2N2 and the lovely Stuart Ross. So very thankful for that. Very grateful to see Philippa again and get back into my business life. So I'm going to crack on with the show. For the next 30 minutes, I'm going to ask Philippa some questions. But halfway through, we're going to take a break and the tables will be turned with a new feature on the Tuesday Talk Show, which is Ask Me Anything. So the guests ask me something and I know nothing about what they're going to ask me, so I'm pretty nervous about it, but we're going to dive into Philippa. Philippa, tell everyone watching live and on replay who you are and what you do.
Okay, so I'm the director of Red Carpet Cleaning Services, and we are a commercial cleaning service delivering contract cleaning throughout about a 50-mile radius of NG1, up to South Yorkshire, down to Leicester. And beyond. I have a team of 65, a strong infrastructure, and something that we share, Yvonne, I don't know if I've mentioned this, is it's our 10-year anniversary of being in business. So that's something to be applauded, I feel, for sure.
Absolutely. And to get through the pandemic, and we're still here. We are still surviving through it with the businesses, still rebuilding, but yeah, absolutely phenomenal work for 10 years in business. Does it feel like it's been a long time? Has it flown by for you? How does it feel having a business that's 10 years old?
That's a really good question, Yvonne, because businesses change and evolve so quickly. I had a meeting with the office manager this morning. She said, Philippa, there's never 2 days that are the same, are there? Every day is such a challenge, so different, and it could just be in the blink of an eye. You know, I've been in business over 20 years now, working for myself. So yeah, where has it gone?
So that is a good point there, Philippa, to ask you, how did you become to be your own boss? How did you become the owner of a cleaning company? Was it something that you've always aspired to do when you were a little girl? How did that come about?
Okay, so I think I've always had that entrepreneurial spirit, just being brave, stupid. I don't know which one I would go the route going down. I originally worked for the government for several years, absolutely bored to tears. My husband at the time said it was about time you got yourself a proper job. So I got myself a job as a PA. I thought I can do this, standing on my head. It transpires the business was for sale. So I came into some money with the marital home and invested in the company. They absolutely saw me coming. But, hindsight is a beautiful thing, and you have to make these bold, brave decisions when you're working for yourself. So, and I've never looked back. Never looked back, for sure.
So over the past year, Philippa, what have you learned about yourself?
talking about COVID keepers, aren't you?
Yes.
And I've given this question a lot of thoughts, and the conclusion that I've come to is it's all about knowledge, isn't it? And specifically, it's about product knowledge, because, digressing slightly, in a lot of respects, the pandemic has given the cleaning industry a lot of positive exposure that we just wouldn't have had. So to up our knowledge in what is the best products to keep people safe, in terms of, in their workspace, in their home space, and to deliver the training based on that, not only to the staff but our clients as well, as being absolutely invaluable and a bit of a game changer. And that will just increase as time goes on.
I think we've all become so much more appreciative of cleaners within our homes and our businesses. Whenever we've had a cleaner in the office, they've always been part of the team. We've given them a birthday present. We've invited them out places. We've got to chat to them as when they come round every week. But the pandemic has really heightened the important job that you guys do, which has been hopefully made you a lot more proud as well of what you guys do. Has that been the feeling amongst your staff as well? Have they been more appreciative in their workplaces?
Absolutely, and I'm so proud of my team that they've just continued to work throughout this maelstrom that we've all been through, and been well supported by our clients as well, I have to say.
Good.
But to be perceived as key workers is something really special, because that's what they should be. They've just continued to be at the front line and delivering this service where everybody else has been able to stay at home where it's safe.
Absolutely. Been a cracking job, and well done you and to your team. Yay! Fantastic. Yeah. I just want to give a shout out to those that have tuned in so far today. I can see people in the audience, but they're not saying hello, so please don't be shy. We are live. We are unedited, unscripted. This is a Tuesday talk show, and we'd love to hear from you. Please send your comments and questions in. We'd love to hear from you. We've got Fiona Colson this morning. She's missed the Tuesday talk show for several weeks, but for once she's not dog walking, and she's going to try and listen in. Fantastic. Maria Hanson, MBE of Me&D Charity, wishes us good morning. Good morning, Maria. So then, Philippa, what is the hardest thing about running a company? Please be open and honest. What is the hardest stuff that you have to deal with?
Well, for me, it's managing my stress levels, for sure. It's keeping that going, keeping the motivation going, it's remaining positive in any, whatever is thrown at you in the business. You just have to remain positive, because as you know, Yvonne, things do not run smoothly in businesses all the time. And being a business owner, you are at the front line, and you have to get on with it. You have to get out of bed and just carry on and just do it however you feel.
Step one, get out of bed is a good step.
Because you need to make progress, and without getting out of bed, you don't make any progress. Without turning off the TV.
You mentioned there, Philippa, you've got to remain positive. Do you use any sort of techniques to turn around a mindset? Maybe you're feeling a bit of a funk one day. Anything that you do in particular to help you get back into a more positive mindset?
I have to reference Stuart Ross for this. You mentioned him earlier in the conversation, in the Miracle Morning book.
Oh, yes, yes.
To the table was just an absolute game changer for me. I mean, I haven't implemented everything that's in the book, but it's that subliminal changes that you think, yeah, I'm going to wake up this morning and I'm going to have a really good day. I'm going to, just try and just implement a few subtle changes, and just, rather than waking up, looking at my phone, thinking, Oh my goodness me.
Yeah.
Just small, subtle changes make all the difference to
Absolutely. And for those watching and listening, The Miracle Morning is a fantastic book. I'll put the link in the show notes as well for anyone's interested in that. It's about implementing a routine in the morning before you get to work. It does encourage you to get up really, really early, like 5 a.m. or something. Not really quite hacked that because I'm not, I like my sleep, but there's definitely some routines in there that you can implement morning or even after work that will make such a difference to your day. Philippa, what's the good stuff about running a business? What's the advantages? Is it all about fancy cars, massive houses, loads of money in the bank? What's it all about to you? Is it the material stuff? Is it more intangible things?
You know, Yvonne, we can't be materialistic when we're trying to run a business. It's just a total misconception that you have all these material belongings when you're just constantly investing and reinvesting if you want to push a business forward. So yeah, I would like to say it was, but it's really not. So the advantages for me is about autonomy. It's about being able to a certain degree. There will be days where I'm working 18 hours, and there's days where I can, take my daughter to school, be there when she returns home, and have more of a good mix.
Yeah.
With my social life and my work-life balance, if that's such a thing anymore.
I'm not sure it is.
Yeah. But I mean, to answer your question, Yvonne, I would say a good level of autonomy rather than it being dictated to.
It's having that choice, isn't it? It's the choice of being able to, right, do I sit down and do this piece of work, or do I do something that's going to help me feel a little bit more, I don't know, free, and to also allow yourself to take that time. You could, I'm sure you're very similar to me, you could be working all hours. There's always something that we could be doing as business owners, whether it be HR, accounts, marketing. There's always something that could be done. The job is never finished. So you have to be very strict with yourself, don't you, to say, right, stop now, this is it, and we'll look at this another day. It's definitely, for me, it's about, if I have a day that's less busy than the other, it's grabbing that time and having things to go to that I enjoy doing personally, that I can grab that time as and when I get it. It's difficult. It's all about freedom. You do have freedom as a business owner, but you have to remember to take it as well when it's there. Would you agree?
Absolutely. But equally, if we don't look after ourselves, then we can't work the 18, 15-hour days or whatever it takes.
Definitely. We've got to look after ourselves before we look after anything else or anyone else.
Fundamental.
Philippa, you've mentioned that your most recent business is 10 years old this year, which is an amazing achievement. What's been sort of the highlights of that 10-year road?
I would say very recently, in the last 18 months, it's really starting to take shape in terms of my management team now know what is expected from them, and it's really clear. So to have that commitment and support from the management team is just a beautiful thing to see.
How did you recognise what you had to change, and what did you do to change that mindset to make them know their expectations? Any sort of hints and tips?
I mean, it all came from my parents passing away, and my business was still growing. I didn't take much time out to grieve, and decided that I needed some more infrastructure. I needed some admin support. I needed some more frontline support. So I let go of the rope and recruited not only an office manager, but more mobile supervisors to give my clients the support that they desperately needed.
And were there funds available in the business to do that already, or did you take a risk by taking them on? Did you think, right, I've got to take someone on, I'm just going to have to do it and hope that the business is attracted by that? Or did you already have the funds there to go, I can afford this, I'm going to do it? Because there's a fine line, isn't there, between getting too busy, you can't do everything yourself, but you can't quite afford the next employee. But if you don't get the next employee, you're just going to explode.
Yeah, that's it. It's having the positive mindset to think that we can do it. One of my fortes is sales, and you just have to keep pushing the business forward to support this additional infrastructure that you need, that the business needs.
So sales is one of your strengths, and you've just admitted, Philippa. What is the top tip from your experience on how to get new business? What do you think what works well for you, if you can disclose that to the audience?
There's nothing that beats being transparent, sincere, open, friendly, of course, but having that openness and honesty with a prospect. Bearing your soul is a bit too far, but just saying, if you had a contractor in place, how can we make this better for you? What's not going right for you, and how can we make it right?
I had a phone call yesterday from a new contact who asked for just some standard stationery and some business cards, but wanted some advice on the business cards. So I gave them a quote and some of what I call Yvonne's notes underneath about what I would do if it was my business card. The lady phoned me back pretty much straight away to say, you're the only one that, one, has got back to me, and two, actually willing to give me advice. And I thought, if that's all it takes to win business nowadays, then it's a poor show, isn't it? It's a really poor show. We've come to halfway through the talk, Philippa, and you know what time this is. It's the new feature of Ask Me Anything. Ladies and gentlemen, I do not know what Philippa is about to ask me, so I'm a little bit nervous. So Philippa, over to you.
Don't be. So you mentioned about networking earlier, and that's how we met. And all these networking events that you've attended, is the one that stands out for you, a memorable event that you can think, you went back and spoke with your family and went, oh my goodness me, this happened today, I can't believe it? Yes.
You said I'd know the answer, and I know the answer. As many people watching this who know me knows that I'm an avid networker. I belong to several fantastic networking events. I won't name them all, we haven't got time. But the one that stands out for me happened not once, but twice. And that was networking at number 10 Downing Street as part of the Small Business Saturday campaign, representing my city, representing small businesses. It was just such a proud moment. For me, I think when I went through the gates and I got the security checks, I just kept pinching myself thinking, what am I doing here? How have I got here? So it was a really good pat on the back for all the hard work that I do behind the scenes on a voluntary basis for small businesses. But definitely, it's got to be Downing Street.
Well done, Yvonne.
Thank you, Philippa.
Well, I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
Do you want to move in?
They'd have to redecorate. They'd have to redecorate first. It's not quite my taste. Right, so the focus, thankfully, is now back on you, Philippa, because that was just like nerve-wracking. What if you could change one thing about your business or your industry? What would it be, and why?
Interesting. I would say I'd just love to collaborate with other commercial cleaning contractors more. It seems a rarity that across the industry sector, that contractors collaborate, share best practice, and I just think that it's absolutely invaluable.
Is that where your environmentally aware credentials come in? Is that something you're passionate about, making sure the products that you use are planet friendly, and what do you do to make sure that is the case?
I mean, I recently spoke with the Wildlife Trust. I had a really interesting meeting with them, and they asked about the products that we use, and I said that from my perspective, I would rather deliver some training to get the dilution rates right for the clients and for the staff, because of course it's not only about being environmentally responsible, it's being responsible for our staff who are using the products day in, day out. So we use environmentally responsible products, but equally they need to be used at the correct dilution rates.
That's a good point. That's a good point. It's all very well buying these products, but if you're using more than you need, sort of defeating the object a little bit there, aren't you? Gosh, I hadn't thought about that before.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. You mentioned The Miracle Morning, going back to a previous conversation about the book. Are there any other books that's influenced you in your business journey?
I hate to say it, I hate to admit it, but I'm a bit of a TikToker.
Oh!
So Mel Robbins, I'm not sure if you're aware who she is. She's an author, motivational speaker.
Love Mel. I think she's awesome.
Okay.
Yeah.
She, so perhaps not a book, but more recently, I listen to her and take a lot of value from what she says, especially being female.
Yeah, she's absolutely amazing, and I'm going to put that link in the show notes for anyone that wants to check out what Mel's all about and what she's got to say. So many people watching this, Philippa, would be already starting a business, already in business, but there's some people out there who may be thinking about starting their own side hustle, or just taking that leap of faith, handing their notice in and just going for it. What advice would you give someone starting out on their own?
There again, I'm sorry, I have to mention Mel Robbins, and a very, very common theme that she brings is she'd say the bottom line is no one's coming to push you, no one's coming to turn off the TV, no one's going to tell you to get out there and exercise. You just have to take that leap of faith and do it. Have that inner confidence to do it. There's never the right time.
There's never a right time, is there?
If you wait for the right time, it will never come.
And there may be someone out there, goading people on, saying, you'd be really good at running your own business. You've got to do it. You've also got to listen. No one else will make you listen to what people are saying. You've got to believe that it's true, and believe what people are saying, and have the confidence to do it. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah. What's your business going to be looking like, Philippa, once it's done? Do you have a sort of timeline in mind? What will it look like when it's complete, if that's ever a thing?
Global domination. I would say global domination. I'm quite happy with my 50-mile radius for now. For now, sustainable, manageable growth.
Yeah, absolutely. That's really important.
It's really important.
Absolutely. What's on your bucket list then, Philippa Clarke? What's left for you to do? Any ambitions that you need to fulfill?
Personally, I'd like to go on the Trans-Siberia Express. I think that's from Moscow to China. I'll do that one.
Because
I have this romantic view of going on the train and spending 5 days on this train, and it's probably terrible food and freezing cold, but I'm sure I'll have a whale of a time and having a bit of an adventure.
Definitely make the most of it,
some interesting people.
Yeah, absolutely. Imagine the sort of people that you'd meet on that journey. That sounds awesome.
Exactly.
And how long does that take?
About 5 days. So
Okay.
Yeah.
It's not weeks then. That's absolutely fine. Are you going to allow yourself 5 days off the business completely to enjoy that experience then?
Well, I might not want to come home.
You'll have to set up Siberian cleaning services.
That's it.
Oh, fantastic. Well, we have come to the end of the Tuesday talk show. It's been absolutely fantastic to catch up with Philippa. After all these years, it's been lovely to be reunited with you. It's been great to see people tuning in, whether you've been brave enough to send a comment in or not. It's been great to see you. And if you're watching this on catch up, send your comments and questions in anyway. I will get back to you. So, Philippa Clarke, if people want to get in touch with you, where's the best place to find you? You're on LinkedIn?
I'm definitely on LinkedIn. redcarpetclean.co.uk.
TikTok?
You know, you might have hit on something there. It's about time. There is clean talk. There should be a red carpet clean talk, shouldn't there?
Absolutely. We've heard it here first, folks.
Yeah.
So I'm going to wrap up the show, then I'll come back to Philippa for her final thoughts. So it's been great to have everyone here today. Thank you so much for your time. Hope you've enjoyed it. If you've enjoyed today's show, there are loads more on the Tuesday Talk Show. There's 3 playlists so far, and we'll be joining you very soon for Series 6 of the Tuesday Talk Show. Now, if you're sitting there, or you're on the treadmill, or you're on this rowing machine, and you're thinking, actually, I wouldn't mind being a guest on the Tuesday Talk Show, but we are inviting you to reach out to me and get in touch. I'd love to book you on in a future series, so please let me know. Don't be shy. And send us some love. Please hit the subscribe button and the bell icon to be notified about future episodes. That's me from Essential Print Services, host of Tuesday Talk Show, signing off for Series 5. And over to Philippa for the final thought. Over to you.
Well, this is a one for the female fraternity. This strongly resonated with me, and I'd like just to share this with you. Be one of those women who brings out the best in other women. Be kind to one another. I've worked with women who have not wanted me to succeed, and I've worked with women who have wanted me to bloom and to grow. Be one of those who brings out the best, because when you meet one, they have such an impact on your life. Women who genuinely want the best for you.
That's beautiful.
Thank you, Yvonne. It's been fun.
It has been fun. It's been great to see you. I'm going to sign off now. We'll say goodbye, but we'll see you next time on the Tuesday Talk Show. Thanks to Philippa. Bye.
Bye.